Hey, Kliq This fans, want to get closer to the show than ever? Join Kliq This TV. Kliq This TV offers early commercial-free access to wrestling's hottest podcast, plus live audience tapings of their show every friggin' week. Head to kliqthistv.com now and get inside the show that's just too sweet.
The following podcast contains mature language and adult discussion.
I'm looking at my arm right here, and I like wearing big sweaters like this because it looks like I have guns and like shoulders and traps and shit. Actually, I put a little sweater on my hog every once in a while just to
nice
for the girth. Talk about an ugly sweater, but yeah.
Should have had your parents trim that when you were born. That anteater that never looks good coming at you.
And it's purple. What's Kliq This Kevin Nash podcast. He's Kevin. I'm Sean. I'm talking about arms, but Kev, you dipped your foot back in the water a little bit.
I went to the gym today.
I've been going to listening. Kevin
I've been going to the gym.
You have been going to the gym, but you underwent bicep reattachment surgery.
Well,
and then the stem cell.
Well, more
procedure.
than that was it was the supraspinatus tear was worse than the bicep.
I was just going to say that sounds like one of the people on the
I had two surgeries.
Family tree for the Samoans.
I had two surgeries. I just was smart enough to go underneath the knife one time. Right. You know, because it was just like, well, yeah, but your shoulder might have recovered. I'm like, yeah, but if I'm unconscious and I'm taking the risk of not waking up, shouldn't they fix everything that's wrong with me?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's an extra 7 to 12 sutures?
You should have had a tattoo artist give you some ink while that was going on too, some on the other arm or something. Just get it all done.
Yeah. So
all right. So now, what can you? I mean, when you go, what can you do? Do you have to?
Well, today I did biceps and triceps. So I did 5 sets of tricep push downs and 5 sets of bicep cable curls with an easy curl bar. So that was like, you know, I did that first to see how that felt. And the heaviest I went was 60 pounds on the push downs. And these are sets of 20. So I did, like the last 3 sets were 60 pounds for sets of 20. And then I did 30 pounds on the bicep curls, and like super strict, elbows back, like basically drag curls, and did sets of 20 on that. And my arms blew up. It was nice.
You know, I was talking to I know a girl, Danielle, who's a bodybuilder, and she was saying that she said, I never look at weight when I see somebody working out. I look at form, and I know who's serious and who isn't. So like you said, it's not so much the 60 pounds, whatever, is it your form, right?
And like,
are you doing it properly?
Like when we also have, in my gym, we have a YEET selectorized row machine, hammer strength. And it's basically your hands are this way, and you pull it to your bottom of your rib cage. And I only did 30 pounds on each side of that for sets of 20, and I did 4 sets. And like my rear delts are on fire right now because I did it every rep I did. I pulled it back like 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, held it. That's not it. That's a different one.
Yeah, but that's you.
It's not me.
Oh. I did reference, you know what? Because of you, I said to this girl, I said, you get on the Smith machine at all? What the fucking Smith machine? She was like, I love the Smith machine. I was like, yeah, damn right. That's for legs, the Smith? No,
No.
that's what?
Everything.
No.
You can do bent
Fucking
rows.
Smith,
You can do
he killed it.
you can, you can do presses. You can do drag curls. You can do tricep close grips. I mean, there's nothing you can't do.
That's not a machine. That's like a shed. That's like that thing
Well,
that
it looks
the
almost
Jews
like
build in the
that's
yard.
more like
the
more like a
No,
power rack.
Sukkot. Oh, that's not it either, Steve.
Yeah, no, it's kind of, but not.
It's a modified Smith machine. They call
Yeah, it's
that.
got too much
modified
shit.
sit-out power bomb Smith
Yeah.
machine. Well, it's good that you're back in the gym. You're happy in the gym, right? You're happy on stem cells, and you're happy in the gym.
It's just the process, and it's just, we had such a cold spell for a while there that was depressing, and then yesterday it was 78, and I went out and got a half hour of sun, and that was just like, oh. And I woke up this morning, I got out of the shower, and I looked, I'm like, oh man, I got a little color, like sweet, like this is all falling into place. So.
Yeah. You'll normalize.
So we were talking about the beef tallow the last couple of weeks.
You're damn right we were.
So I got a new one.
Oh wait, do I have to get rid of my the one I
no.
got?
It's I think it's called Focus. It's a Molient. It's almost like a lotion. It's not like that balm that we have, and
so it's like whipped. It's like a whipped.
Yeah. So, but it like you don't get that. It's not the same feeling, but last night when I washed my face and used the serum, like the night serum shit, like that had the right like texture and everything else. And my wife's out of town, so I'm by myself, and so Cooper, our Yorkshire, the 12-pound wonder dog, he will not, like, he'll sleep in the bed with me, but because T's bed is a platform bed, he'll jump down and he'll drive me fucking nuts.
Get the steps so you can go up and down. I got
No,
those foam steps.
no, you don't need steps.
Oh, he can make it?
No, Tristan has a platform bed. It's fucking on the ground.
Oh, is that what applies?
Yeah.
Platform.
So it's
I thought it was
there's no box springs.
Got it.
So, but the bed in the main bedroom, that I occasionally get to sleep in, if my wife will put up with my snoring, which is fucking rare. But so he won't. So I slept there last night, and Tamara does not believe in the Elvis blackout rule. So it's
she lets the sunlight in.
well, I put a fuck man. I don't know how long that the whole main bedroom has a glass walls with French doors and all this, and that's what faces the ocean, which that's where the sun comes up. So it, 7. It's like
Yep.
so. I put we always had an accordion hurricane shutter there, and we just closed it for storms. But now it's like for sleep purposes, like I put a power one there, and now you can just shut that every night. So it knocks that sun out. But we have plantation shutters on the 3 other main windows in that room, and the one that's facing the pool, that one the sun comes in. So, but it's a gradual, it gradually wakes you up. Whereas before that all that sun coming in was just like waking up drunk in a car. Oh!
You usually that's. I mean, we're talking sunrise. We're talking 2 hours after you're going to bed.
Used to be.
No.
I haven't made it to midnight in 3 nights.
Good for you. See, and that's why you feel better. You're on a more normal schedule. I think this contributes more so than the stem cells to your mood. But you got the substance in, didn't you?
Yes, I did get the substance. Did you see
Did you
that
did
yet?
you get the? No, I did. I was the one that texted. I texted
Oh,
you guys. I
okay.
said I'm not sure how over the top, like if the over the topness ruined any of the experience for me. I watched it. There was just a point there where you go, oh, of course, all right, sure, why not? Yeah, that too, sure, go ahead. That
Yeah, so
happens too.
to me, you could have ended that when she went into the spine and took the last cylinder out, and the shit turned dark.
Mm-hmm.
And she called, and they said, no, you gotta reverse the process. That should have been. She should have just looked down at her and said, looked in the mirror, looked out and saw the billboard and said, fuck it, and just
Right.
So
Would have been a powerful message also, but yeah, it just went.
It was too much, but it was cinema.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it was shot fucking pretty cool. I think it was shot well.
You saw all the Kubrick
Yeah,
allusions and Shining references and stuff,
and you
right?
saw
Yeah.
like the overuse of primary colors, but at the same time, it was just like it was nice for Tamara and I to sit for 2 hours, and I think it's 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I think it's 31 minutes too long, but and not think about any of the bullshit that's going on in our world right now. Though I have talked to Marriott, and I'm looking into getting a timeshare in Gaza, so I got that going for me.
Steve, bring up. I'm going to show you what your
Today,
waterfront view is going to look like. If
Gaza,
you do get that,
Gaza 2035.
Here we go. This is artists rendering the reference, of course, as to how.
So anyway,
apparently,
yes. So
okay, there we go.
Can you make that
There's
smaller?
Gaza.
There we go.
It's
very,
it's similar to what it looks like now.
Very Dubai-ish.
Yes.
It looks like gigantic, large soccer fields.
I was going to say there's an arena there. Paul will book WrestleMania 78 there.
Yeah. And then the Gaza Strip. So I guess those ships out there are hijacking all that natural gas that's sitting in that pocket off the water. So
I do think it's really funny that if you put your hand over the side that has all the rigs, the oil rigs and shit, it just looks like a resort type thing.
Kind of looks like Panama City, Panama.
Well laid out, nice waterways.
But Panama City's got more of the skyline is like, if that was an actual development, you would want all those tall buildings facing that ocean. Like, you'd want them on the other side of that.
On the other side, and there's
Yeah.
a real uneven amount of development on the right side of the screen there.
It almost has that
beachfront
Atlanta
property.
feel, where it's like downtown, midtown, like it's Lenox, like those big gaps in Atlanta, like that.
I thought you saw Spud Webb somewhere in the image here.
In Gaza.
In Gaza, yeah.
Spud, he's over huge in Gaza.
Him and Jerry Lewis. I think.
Yeah, unbelievable.
But so no one's told the president that you can't really just go in and take over somewhere.
No.
That there's a history of that imperialism that didn't go over well historically.
But if let's not lose sight of the fact that the last administration did have a problem selling Israel 2,000-pound dumb bombs that they've been dropping for the last year and a half to basically obliviate, fucking destroy.
Fuck up.
just yeet. And so
Can we get a copyright strike on that, Steve? Did they trademark that Yeet shit? Yeet shit. That's a shirt I want done. Yeet shit.
fucking, he's super over.
Yeet shit and die. And we'll get to that. I want to ask you about the Super Bowl first before we get on to any wrestling.
Yeah. So I mean, it's
It was last night.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because it's Monday.
Well,
All right,
I
so we're
wish
taping beforehand.
Yeah, I wish I had that insight so I could fucking. I'm sitting there going, are they? Is it a work? And does Kansas City have so much heat now that they're going to have to job because nobody wants the three-peat because they're afraid it's going to hurt their ratings next year? Like,
That story didn't get as much play as I thought, Kev. The Brady.
no.
Which I'm surprised about.
Well, they told him, he said, you're a partial owner of a fucking team. You want to play this game or not, kid?
That's true,
We
too.
can have you off Fox tomorrow.
Right.
You do realize that the $40 million you're making a year on Fox is because there's football. You take football out of the equation, you don't have a job. So shut the fuck up.
I was hoping for scandal. That would have been outrageous. So what's happened? Where's your money going? I think last week you gave us the Chiefs, right? Were your bet? To the dismay of Steve and Britt and the other Eagles fans.
I mean, it's just like, if I'm betting, I'm going to bet with the Chiefs. Because I said, 16's hard to beat with 11 guys. And I just think that if it was a shoot, I think that Jalen Hurts is just his football IQ is just not at par with Mahomes.
I agree.
And but like I said, I think the if Barkley can get going, and Washington, he busted the first run he had against Washington was a 65-yard run. And then I think he had 75, 80 yards the rest of the time and averaged about 3.5, 4 yards a carry after that. So Washington found a way to pretty much neutralize him, though he was having some calf issues. So, I don't think I'm going to, I definitely won't. I mean, to me, the bet is the over and not pick a team. Because I'm afraid because the over dropped the point is 48. It's 48.5 from 49. So the people are all betting that's the way, and it's still a point and a half. Kansas, so it's basically a pick 'em, and I don't know, man. I'm afraid I'm gonna get the over and then the Eagles will win, and I'll just be like,
Right, that's the risk with the parlay. So you don't touch a parlay. Just take your over. Then.
I might just take the over. I don't know. I'm still pondering. I've got a couple more days.
Well, think about it. Speaking of your brain, you revealed in the pregame show here, and I'd be remiss if I let this go, that, and the reason it's significant is I've asked this question to people, earliest memory. And you mentioned remembering your potty training seat.
Yes.
Right. Now, you were 12, obviously, but...
no, I was probably 2.
Yeah, no, but...
I didn't remember it until I got these stem cells, and somebody brought up a potty train. I was just like, yeah, I remember with the little wooden with the blue seat or the blue shitter container that you. And I said, I remember the whole getup. I remember where it sat and where I. And they were like, that's not possible. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, it's. There's no reason I would have that memory. And it'd be like of me looking at it. It's not like I'm sitting in it. I'm looking at it. As I'm being probably.
But you also described to me your perspective, like the toilet paper was on the side, and
my mom put it underneath. There was a little a cubby that underneath our bathroom was. God, I mean, our bathroom was probably. I'm not bullshitting. Maybe 6 by 5.
How'd you get a tub in there?
Shit, a tub's only 4 feet.
Yeah, but that's taking a lot of real estate.
Yeah, but I mean,
Two people weren't shaving in there at the same time.
well, I hope not. There's one sink.
Yeah.
You got 800 square feet, man. It's like a tiny home. You ain't gonna fucking, you know.
I have an early memory of mine. I was in kindergarten, and they only did half day then, like you were either in the morning kindergarten or the afternoon kindergarten. So I was home. And we lived it was a two-family. We lived downstairs, and my grandparents lived upstairs with my aunt. And I heard some walking around upstairs, and I was home, and I distinctly remember, I was playing Hulk. I loved a little Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno, and I had like a torn, like my mother cut up like one of my dad's shirts, and that was my Hulk shirt. I was like throwing the pillows around the living room like they were cars and shit. And I heard footsteps upstairs, and my grandparents both and my aunt all worked. So I went to my mother. I said, someone's home. She said, oh, Nana must have come home for lunch or something. So I said, all right, well, I'm going to go look. So I go upstairs in my Hulk, my torn clothing. I open the door, and there's a guy in a repairman's outfit. Like the door opened like right into my aunt's bedroom. And I open the door, and there's a guy in a repairman's outfit emptying her jewelry box into a sack. And he turned around like this. And I went, hi. He's in a blue outfit. He's fixing the damn
You're
jewelry
the
box.
Hulk. You didn't pick him up?
Well, so I go down. He's 2 steps behind me down. I go into my apartment. He goes out the door. My grandmother comes home later, and she goes to my mother. She's like, I can't find anything upstairs. She's like, my jewelry's gone. But I think I got robbed. Now, when I came downstairs, I said to my mother, in Hulk mode, I'm like, yeah, someone's upstairs fixing the house. He'll be gone in a little while. She's like, okay, Hulk, whatever. And so my grandmother tells my mother this. She looks at me. She's like, did you really? I said, yeah, I told you. She's like, oh, my God, I didn't call anybody because I thought he's got this imagination and everything. Of course, when I went to school the next day, the Hulk removed that motherfucker right down the stairs. Helped him down the stairs and out the door is what happened. True story. It's growing up in the big city. That's the kind of shit that happens. So I want to tell you about some of our listeners this week. We're very happy. Nice stuff. There's some touching stuff too.
Yeah, it was, and I read a lot of the comments. It's just like it was nice. People just, but that's people asked, why did you stop? It was just like, because you guys see, if you can't behave, guess what? You don't get yard time.
Right. No cookie. The real thick shady said, listening.
We'll be on 24-hour lockdown.
The real thick shady, listening to my fave Monday podcast, Kliq This. Kevin Nash has been my guy since Vinny Vegas. I always wanted to be like Big Daddy Cool, then Big Sexy when I was in high school. He's why I grew my hair long. Love hearing Happy Stem Cell Kev. Brings a smile to my face. I want to call you Happy Stem Cell Kev from now on. Justin Martinez, Kev's energy was so awesome in this episode. I don't think it was the stem cells. It had to be his bro Adam visiting. Love to see it, Kev. That was a nice little tribute that emerged last week out of the never knowing where the ship is going to sail, and it went to a nice place.
Yeah. No, and it just, I don't know. It was, and then Adam's wife had her birthday this week, so.
Is she a performer as well?
So her father is Max Gale. Wojo on Barney Miller.
No kidding.
Yeah. So when they got married, T got to hang out with Max, and Max does this spoken word. So long story short, Max Gale grew up in Grosseal. Grosseal is the island across the bridge from Trenton where I grew up. So he and I, like, it was insane that, because when my dad finally got some coin, we moved to Trenton. So.
And that's not Zug Island, is it? Did I pronounce that right?
No, it's Grosseal. That was the downriver rich people. That's where the unless you lived in Trenton and you were able to afford a house in Brenton Woods.
Did so you've obviously you've met his wife, right? So you able to
Oh yeah, I grabbed it. I met her. God, forever. But I mean, at Magic Mike 2, she came down and with her first child and spent that whole time with us.
Did she grow up there too?
No, she grew up. She grew up in Malibu.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Do you know if Max Gale owned or rented when he was there? 'Cause there's a very specific reason I'm asking about this.
Where?
When he was in, what was the name of the
Malibu?
island? No, the island.
No, it was his parents' home.
Right. Well, if they were renters and they did not have the opportunity to take advantage of BILT, that's a crying shame.
I don't think it was around in
You're
38.
damn right it wasn't. The internet wasn't. Nothing was. Gas-powered cars. Guys, BILT, B-I-L-T is what I'm talking about. If you're a renter, you want to listen, and you're going to be kicking yourself if you don't know what I'm talking about, BILT, for not having jumped on the BILT bandwagon long before. But you'll thank us when you find out. Earning points on your rent. Think about that. If you pay your rent through BILT, you don't even have to check with your landlord for this, okay, to start earning points. You can use these points toward flights, hotel stays, fitness classes, even your next rent payment. Let's break this down. No cost to join. And as a member, you earn valuable points on your rent and on your everyday spending. BILT points can be transferred to your favorite hotels, airlines, even the ones you haven't heard of. 500 airlines, even though there were 500 airlines, by the way, 700,000 hotels and properties around the world you can redeem your BILT points toward. BILT points can also be redeemed towards a future rent payment and a unique experience, stuff that only BILT members can access. If you're not earning points on your rent, why not? Now that you know this, you're an idiot not to do this. Guys, you have nothing to lose. Start earning points on your rent, okay? You're already paying it. Go to joinbilt, joinbilt.com/Kliq, okay? And make sure you use our URL so they know we sent you. That's joinbilt.com/Kliq, KLIQ. Start earning points on your rent payments today. This is a no-brainer, Kevin. We were talking about this before, but like, it's a great idea. How this has never been done before.
And it's with the amount of population that rents now, it's a no-brainer.
You think the future Gaza, all those the future Riviera, Gaza Riviera, those will be a lot of rentals probably over there, I would imagine, in those high rises I saw.
Yeah, that's I'm holding my breath on that.
Yeah. Dominic DeRubies was listening, and he said, Kevin was right about Dumars. Jordan himself will tell you to this day that Joe D guarded him tougher than anyone else. Dumars was on the first Team USA, wasn't he?
I don't think so.
No? Steve, find that out for me. I don't know why I thought Dumars was on there.
No, I mean, they didn't put Isaiah on it because they had that Bird and Magic both had problems with Isaiah. That was the whole thing of the first Dream Team. Isaiah wasn't on it.
Let's get the lineup. Get me the lineup of that first team. I need to know this. My basketball IQ might have just been lowered by that. Scott Armstrong, thank you for putting the comments back on and for being truly independent as a host. Kevin doesn't pull any punches and speaks with purpose and understands something very important. News doesn't include I think or my opinion is. He comments about factual events, states facts when discussing news stories. Yes, he puts his opinion on topics, as he should, but he gets news stories and how to discuss, etc. So refreshing is this show. Thank you, Kevin, Sean, and T. Thanks, Scott.
Dumars was not on the original 92 Dream Team.
Okay.
Dude, you can't fucking argue ball with me.
I would question the verb, argue, but I just, for some reason, I thought Dumars was there. Dumars was a member of Dream Team 2. Do I get a half a point on this or what?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. That was the 94 team. HE6RTG. See, when they do these usernames, it's hard for me to figure out. I remember exactly where I was when you guys hit that YouTube milestone for T. It meant a lot to everyone who helped you get there, but I can't imagine how much it meant to you reaching it for him. Fuck the haters, Kev. You never had to explain yourself to anyone. Real people know why you wanted it to happen, and that authenticity made it come to fruition. Big love as always.
That was such a I came home. Tamara and I went out to eat, and I didn't pay any attention. I came home, and I was just like, I looked at Tamara. I said, "Can you believe this?" I mean, it was like, it was like filling up the Bronco.
It's heartening when you know, because we talk about the negatives a lot of times, like with the comments, we went there, but it's so heartening when you think of a night like that. I saw that Steve sent me the thing where I could see the numbers, and I was like, holy shit. And it was just so nice. And, you know, some people in the wrestling business were vocal online about helping out a brother. And it was nice to see. Marcus Krause, who...
I promise you, I'd much rather have my son back than have a plaque from YouTube.
No, this is
Jesus.
This is not for debate.
Fuck. Yeah. Sometimes, man, you gotta say yeet.
Marcus Krause. I lost my 10-year-old daughter back in November. Not much joy in my life right now. But your show I look forward to every week, and for just a couple hours every Monday, I feel at peace, and your show lifts my spirits. Thank you guys for everything you all do, and you guys are just too sweet.
I answered him. I texted him back an answer, a response.
What did you say?
Just said that, welcome to the worst fucking group on earth. Parents that have lost their children.
Yeah.
I said, it's just, I tell everybody, man, there was like a very nice reach out from a bereavement person. And I also answered them, and I just said, this is my own private Idaho. Like, I don't care if you've lost a child, you didn't lose my child. So the intangibles are never going to be right. And I don't want to have somebody telling me how to get through something and not know Tristan. Like, the fact of who he was and how he lived and how he functioned inside of our family. Unless you know those intangibles, you can't give me any advice. You can't. So just like, I appreciate it. It's nice, but like, I deal with it. It's nothing that's ever going to, in any form or fashion, be like, I didn't think I'd get to this, but now at 11 years since my son's passed, I think I'm at this point now where, he would only be 38. Like, oh, great. So.
Don't you, I ask because I can't realistically fathom it. I'd be too angry, maybe. Like, I would not be the right person, I think, to have in that room. Like, I'm talking like support group type thing.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think you get to choose. Like, number one, you got to be in the group to be in the room. So I'm not the right person to be in that room.
Yeah.
I don't see how anybody. Number one, I'm not a person that looks to others for strength. Like, I look internally for strength. Like my strength is internal because I've already done that with my father at 8 years old, you know. And I think that like once you go, like when you start the process, and that's like, you know, it's nobody can tell you. And back in those days, it was, you know, the males that came to my brother and I was basically, you know, what you guys need to do is rub some dirt on it. So
Toughen up kind of thing.
yeah, pretty
You're
much.
the man of the house now.
That's right. Yeah, I tell my brother, you're the man of the house now.
Yeah.
It's just like, God, man, we were collecting baseball cards, ripping off fucking Zelke. Dave Zelka, that was his name, Dave Zelka. This is my brother was my brother's always been a salesman, and so there's this ginger named Dave Zelka, I think it was his name, but he's a ginger, and he had like some super fucking great cards, and so we go over, and my brother's got like all like we because we were kind of collecting together the '68 series, and we just needed Cookie Rojas. That's the only guy we needed was the Phillies Cookie Rojas. And back in those days, like if you collected tops, like, you know, like now if you had a '68 set that was mint, it'd be because some kid didn't you used the checklist. Like, how else did you know what cards you were missing if you didn't use the checklist?
The little card that had all the...
Yeah, so you use the checklist. So we needed Cookie Rojas, and it's almost like this Zelka kid knew we because we said, hey, we you know, you got a Cookie Rojas?
Maybe because you told him, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you got a Cookie Rojas? So my brother, and he had a bunch of Flair cards also that were like reprints of like Babe Ruth, Kai Kyler, like old, you know, Hornets. Like, they were the reprints, and there were probably a Flair card set that was probably put out 65 maybe of like a bunch of 30s and 20s and 30 players, and my brother came and he had like Gil Hodges and a bunch of other. They were all the managers, and my brother told this Zelke kid that they were this new expansion team called the Monsignors.
Oh my God!
And he goes, "You don't know? They're the Monsignors." And I remember like Al Dark was, I think, was the coach of the A's, but he came from someplace else. And remember back then when they would change the hats, but they didn't, so they would just black out the hat.
Yeah, because they didn't pay for the team license. They only paid the players union, right?
No, he had his jersey on, but they would crop it so you could see he still had an A's jersey on.
But you couldn't show the logo.
You couldn't go, and then you you put you give him the black hat.
Right.
So my brother, it was one of those deals as we left and pedaled as fast as we could, you know, like he was going to open up with a Gatling gun or something. But
Ron Zelke. We gotta do a little
Zelka.
compilation.
My brother will remember his name.
Do a compilation of all the old school Detroit shout outs. We had Mrs. I don't know, one week we had Mrs. I forget the last name. We had
Miss Felipiak.
We had someone in the back seat of a Mustang that your brother was very concerned about this week.
Yes, we won't divulge any more of that. Yeah, but I mean, it did make my sister-in-law Carol buy a bumpy cake, so that was good.
That's true.
She did get the bumpy cake, so
we do have that effect. If you want to be a part of the live audience here, like everybody who's watching us here, you go to kliqthisTV.com. Some of our regulars in the house tonight. I thought I saw on Twitter maybe that one of the original Kliqettes, Jen Vargo, returned to the premium channel to get her for shows early and without commercials, and be part of the taping and ask questions.
I have my
whatnot.
Dave Hero Super Friends shirt on tonight.
Can't even read it.
So, it's a buddy of mine. He lives in Grafton, Wisconsin. He's been an indie promoter for years. His son is Cal Hero. That's works for OVW Wrestling. Up and coming young star. Tonight they're working. It's actually would have been Thursday night that this match happened.
Last week.
Last Thursday. But anyway, they're working for Rhino. Terry, they're working for Terry's group out of Monroe, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Cal's first trip to Michigan. So.
Dave Hero
So,
was
so this shirt, if you guys watch the Rumble, the original shirt, because Dave's a huge Superman fan, it's a light blue shirt, and this logo is the Superman colors. And there was one of these shirts, the blue ones, at Royal Rumble, hard camera, first row.
this most recent Royal Rumble.
Yes, yes, I'm
Oh.
almost positive.
So you watched?
Yeah, dude, I'll tell you what, like, are we going to go into Raw right now?
Well, you mentioned Rumble, so I was going to talk about the Rumble.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, just to talk about the Rumble, probably as impressive a house as I've ever seen in my life. It was a Rumble record, but it was like 70,324 people.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I pay attention. And it was just, man, it was a live, it was a live house, and it's hard. Those are hard matches to keep the people, because it's like, dang, dang,
Yeah.
and if somebody runs out, nobody knows who they are. It's a 2-minute fucking wet fart,
Right.
or somebody they don't give a shit about.
Well, that's one way to look at it, but then it can reinvent itself every 2 minutes, unlike
Yeah.
other matches, which is interesting.
I thought, like, the Motor City Machine Guns had a match,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great psychology, great athleticism. Everybody worked their asses off, and by the time they had the best of 3 falls, by the time they went into that last fall, they got the people. And that was after, to me, working through a War and Peace women's battle royal. I thought that the women's, I'll just be honest, I thought that there were probably 10 people that didn't need to be in the ring. And
they
probably,
had to do it
probably,
for
probably 5 for the men. That, one of the guys ran down from the men's thing, and I didn't even know who it was.
How long? What was the running time on the men's? I'm sure Steve can
I
get
don't
that.
know.
Because that's always I mean, it's always almost an hour, right? Like it's got to.
Yeah,
It's got to be because
I
of
think
the timing,
the women's
but
was like 121 or something like that.
let's
like
see.
the women's was long.
There's the running time. So 110 on the ladies, 120 on the men.
Okay.
So 10 minutes longer on the men's. And it's funny, when it was just, I guess it was 3 left, when it was Jey Uso, who the hell was it? Paul, and Punk? Or was Punk tossed already? Cena? Who was the third? Cena.
the end?
Okay, right. So see, at the end, I'm just going to ask you about the end. So
It was Cena and Uso were the last 2. Before that, it was Punk the last one before that? Or was
I thought it was
Rollins?
Logan. I thought it was Logan, Cena, and
Yeah,
it was
probably
Logan,
was.
Cena, and
Yeah.
Uso. Okay,
Yeah.
so when we have those 3 left, and they kind of look at each other and all that, I said, because we talked about it on the air that week. I said, see, I knew you got to do something with Cena this year because of and you had said, there's nowhere to go if you do
Right.
this in February or January, whenever the hell it was. So, and I'm like, no, Kev's going to be wrong. It's not going to be Paul. It's pointless to do that. And it's not going to be Uso. Then Cena got tossed, and I said, okay, Kev, in matters of basketball and booking, we don't question Kevin anymore.
No, it's just that I've been around this a long time, like very close to it. And you just know. I didn't like, especially when John came down and took off his shirt and he didn't have a tan. I was like, there's no way that
he's going to get the glory shot at the end of the end of the show.
Like, this is not going to be his way into WrestleMania with no tan. Like, and then afterwards at the press conference, he said, and there's like, if you watch Raw this week, there was elimination matches to work your way into there was matches to work your way into the elimination chamber.
Right.
And they were elimination matches.
Right.
So Cena put himself in the elimination chamber after Royal Rumble, saying that he thought at this point of his career he had deserved that right, and he was going to get his 17th championship, and he was going to do it. He was going to like leave, on top at WrestleMania. He wanted to win the championship at WrestleMania, and he said that I want to win the 17th, my 17th title, not for myself, but for the guy that wins the 18th title, wins the title the 18th time, so I can shake his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, God, man, I got to come back and win 12? Like, this is going to be rough. I know I feel good with the stem cells, but you're going to have to you're going to have to Sasha Banks me and give me all the belts right off the bat. Just give me all 3.
Let's put a few $100 on Philly, because I just saw a picture of Travis Kelce, very pale. He's not going over.
Really?
Yeah, they're not going to book him to go over Sunday. So Jalen Hurts is much more tan.
So we're gonna go back to the Super Bowl. So I wanted to say something. Kendrick Lamar is doing the halftime. This is like one of the first times in a long time I've given a shit about the halftime music guests, and I've kind of been like a fan of his, but just kind of watching from afar. And then he put out a song called Luther, and it's you couldn't grab me more than this song, because there's an actual sample of Luther's voice in it.
Vandross, I'm assuming you're talking about.
Yeah, Luther Vandross. Okay. And the thing that I like about Kendrick so much is not only the fact that he's real and he's from Compton and like he's just a real motherfucker, but he can rap and he can do harmony. And that was why Tupac was my favorite. Like, there were a lot of guys that could spit, but nobody could. When Tupac wanted to sing harmony, he could sing harmony, and that was always that was my jam. I think Snoop's the same way. I think Snoop spits, but I think Snoop's got a really pleasant voice when he sings harmony. Mm-hmm. So Kendrick's going to be, and he just won. I watched him win 2 Grammys. I thought it was bullshit that Beyonce beat Billie Eilish, and she beat Stapleton in the country album.
In the country, right? Yeah.
And then I thought that the best song of the year, and I know it's because of I lost my son and my wife, and I love this. It reminds us of Tristan. Is the Bruno Mars Lady Gaga song, just the lyrics.
Mm.
But Bruno Mars is, God, I mean, him and Gaga, that's such a pleasant song. So, yeah, this is like the first time I've watched the Grammys in so long, and I was just like, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I thought I was turned into the old guy, but now with stem cells, I'm watching the Grammys.
It's really funny you said that. And, I also, because my little one was watching it, and she was in the room, and I'm editing this book for September. God help me, this thing, never doing a 6-year book again. Anyway, so I'm in the room, and so I have no choice but to watch it, right? So, and I'm enjoying some of the performances. First of all, I'm going to get everybody's name wrong, so I'm not even going to try. The guy, he was up for one of the new performers of the year. He had the blue.
He came out at the beginning. He did the fucking Logan Paul off of the fucking piano.
With the stash, the porn stash.
With the porn stash, yeah.
I can totally appreciate the
I've
talent.
heard that. I've heard
voice.
that song so much on different things. I just didn't. I didn't. That was the first time I was able to put a face to the song.
Right. I'm down with the Pink Pony Club.
Yeah, super talented. Love the shout out to Quincy.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime I can see a homeboy, I mean, this Stevie Wonder still just. So it was nice to see Stevie. I didn't know who the country girl was that sang in that with the. She just didn't seem like she fit.
Okay.
The girl that did the Michael Jackson, I'm pretty sure she's with Kendrick Lamar at the halftime show.
Oh, okay.
I might be mistaken, but
who's the heavy tatted up guy, which looks like it might have been Violent J without
Teddy.
makeup?
That's Teddy. DDP turned me on to him. Teddy, I think it's Teddy Swim. Is that his name?
Yeah. He's pretty dope. Teddy
Swims. There's so many Instagram videos of him like somebody is like in there was one where like somebody's like singing his song someplace and he just pops in and like, you know, harmonizes with them. Like he seems like a really cool dude.
Yeah.
And him and Dallas are I know that I watched an Instagram of Dallas. It was the first time I saw him, and Dallas was backstage filming him sing, and I couldn't really see him, and I thought it was I didn't think it was a white boy, right. And I was just like, wow, man, that white boy can sing. Mm-hmm. So and then I saw him; he was all tatted up and shit. I'm like, okay, sweet.
Yeah, it's funny. I watched it too. It felt a little more accessible this year. I don't know. I didn't go.
Yeah.
What is this nonsense? There were good performances on it.
And like the running joke with Tamara and I was, obviously these people did not get the DEI memo.
No.
I mean, they're talking about, you know, like Alicia Keys went into a whole, you know, and I'm just thinking like, yeah, this is why I think. And I think that's why I was so into it, was because like you can beat us in the polls and you can take USAID and you can destroy it, and all those places that we've been for 50, 60 years that have been getting those bags that say with love from the United States and have our flag on it, that land all over the fucking world, that are a business card of love and compassion. Like, I don't understand. I don't know what their fucking budget is. Steve, can you see what USAID's budget is? But there should be some corporate sponsorships that pick up that fucking slack.
Well, that's what would have to happen. It have to become more privately funded.
They need to get on that immediately. I mean, what a better thing to do if you're Elon Musk than cut it and then fund it.
Cut it from government funding and then fund it through
44 billion. 44 billion is a lot of money, man.
A lot of money.
That's probably
though
16 more than we sent Ukraine.
0.6% of the U.S. government's total $6.75 trillion budget. I'm not going to sit here and purport to know where all that money goes, but I'm sure they investigated it very thoroughly.
I mean, it's the AIDS and all. I mean, there's so many things that we you know. I was in oh God, man. I was in South Africa. There's a city there that's got it starts with a D. There's a giant AIDS ribbon type gimmick, a statue. Let me just real quick, because I just look it up.
This is more the America first, America only sentiment, and just the short-sightedness of that. We've gotten into trouble so often by not. I mean, we don't have to be big brother to the entire world, but keeping things from becoming dumpster fires. You know, it's like when the house next to you is a raging inferno, and you're like, well, not my house. Well, it's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, map.
While you do that, I want to tell everybody that while Kevin looks up
Durban.
Okay.
Fuck, I couldn't. So let me tell you a quick story about Durban.
Mm-hmm.
So we go over, and we're it's an independent group, and we're
Wrestling?
yeah, we're wrestling in like Port Elizabeth, I think is one of the towns, Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban. It's 4 shots, and I'm coming out. I'm wrestling disco every night in the main.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Steiners were on that. I know Warlord was on that. Test was on that. We had a good group of guys, and so I'm in Durban, and I'm staying. They put us up in this horrible hotel, and I'm like, I'm not staying at this hotel. So I told the promoter, I said, "Is there anything like nice here?" And he said, "Yeah, there's a Hilton." So I said, "All right." I said, "I'll pay for my own room." So I went and stayed at the Hilton. So I got up the next morning, and we didn't have we had a show that night, and we were mostly wrestling in cricket stadiums, but in Johannesburg there's an actual arena. So I go down and I walk up to the concierge, and the guy looks like the guy from fucking John Wick that runs the hotel.
Okay.
The black guy that runs. I can't think of the actor's name. He was on the fucking. He was on The Hill. He's a great actor. He's passed. But so I go down, and I said, "Is there a gym around here?" And he looks at me, and he's just like, "Fitness." I said, "Yeah." He says, "Yes." He says, "But maybe not a good idea." I said, "Is it walking distance?" He says, "Yes, but maybe not a good idea." I said, "Okay. Why is it not a good idea?" He says,
No
"You're
Smith
white.
machine.
You're white." And I'm thinking, okay. He goes, and I got that long blonde hair. But he looks at me and he kind of goes, "I don't know." He goes, "You might be okay," he says, and he tells me how to say good day in Zulu. So.
Do you remember? Because we could title this episode.
No, I mean, it was one of those things where, it's like cramming for a physics test, and knowing the formulas. Like
Right.
once it's over with, and
You don't need it,
and you've got 3 of them written in the brim of your fucking ball cap that you're going like this. Once it's over with, I'm not gonna be back in Durban. So it was a Richard. What is his Virgin? It was, but it was God. It was Branson's brand of like a fitness place. So I don't know. It was Virgin Atlantic. I don't know what it was, but it was like that brand. It was a big giant. Like it was like 12 steps up to it. It was a big white building. And I walk in, and I pay my fee, and they're just kind of staring at me. And I walk into the main floor, and I'm the only white person in there. So,
You're not
Virgin
white.
Active, yes. Thank you, Steve. So I walk in, and it's like the old Merrill Lynch commercials, where the fucking, man, the whole gym just
E.F. Hutton.
stops.
When E.F. Hutton.
It was
talks,
that, but
people-
it was E.F. Hutton. That's right. When E.F. Hutton speaks, everybody listens. I walked in there, and I mean, there was no clanging. There was no. It was just like. So I went over, and I was going to train. I was going to train chest. So I went over there. I looked around. There was nobody on the incline bench. So I said, I'll do incline. So I put 135 on the incline. I warmed up. And it was like barely air on. It was probably 90 degrees in this place. And there's a line. They have 2 refrigerated water fountains, and there's probably 3 or 4 guys on each one of them. So I get in line, and everybody's drinking out of the drinking fountain. It's my turn to drink, and I don't think anything of it. I just bend over and drink. And they just looked at me like, that white dude just drank behind, like, oh my God. So one of the people in the gym walked over and says, "You're not from here, are you?" I said, "No, I'm American." And the one guy said, "You're a wrestler?" And I said, "Yeah." And he says, "You're sexy." And I said, "Yeah, I'm big sexy."
Damn right I am. Yeah.
Yeah, damn right. And we ended up going, like, got spots. It was like, people were so nice to me. Got a free protein drink on the way out, and we, like, a bunch of us went on the steps and we took some pictures, before we left. But this is like, this is like camera days. Like somebody had a
35
camera.
millimeter jam.
Yeah, and took some pictures of us all. And I just walked back, and it was just like, and I bought this really cool chess set in the gift shop at the Hilton, which is still, it's a Zulu, it's all like a tribal, it's a sweet, Tamarind T used to play chess on it all the time. It sits next to T's guitars underneath the spiral staircase that goes up to the roof.
Mm-hmm.
But just one of those. But the thing about that, the city, was they said that if you were sitting on a bench and you had you were sitting in the middle of a bench and you had a person on each side of you, and you didn't have AIDS, one of the other 2 people did.
Oh, wow.
It was that prevalent there. And those are the places where we're trying to make a difference with USAID, and those are the places that will fall off the map now. So
That's the thing. It's that you don't think that there's going to be any blowback of international crises or epidemics, pandemics.
And it's a situation where we don't have a problem saying dibs on Gaza, but aid to the rest of to the third world countries? No, we don't have time for that. Though we don't have a problem whatsoever making sure that 28 billion go to Jordan, 28 billion goes to Egypt, most of it in arms. And when our president makes the decision of where the Palestinians should go, he tells Egypt and Jordan, along with Saudi Arabia, yeah,
You're taking.
Yeah, each of you guys take 600,000.
Yeah.
Did you watch his speech with fucking Netanyahu next to him?
No, I only read the coverage.
So I have to watch, because it came on too, like Ari. I was getting ready to watch Ari. He's like my favorite, and it came on like right is like between like a commercial, like the president came on,
Mm-hmm.
and he just said like, and see when the thing about like Trump is, he says like it's basically absolute. It's like the way he put it was, it's worse for them to go back to and live in this rubble than it is to go someplace else. And you can't deny that.
Mm-hmm.
Like where are you going to live? Like we've all seen, it's like it's just destroyed for the entire city is just rubble.
But
There's a
don't for
couple
a
of
minute,
buildings.
Kevin, think that this is being done out of any kind of magnanimous or
No,
or or any kind of an outreach to
no,
help anybody. This is going to be
it's a fucking
capitalized
it's a
upon.
cash grab.
Yeah, but some personally for somebody in his sphere, not even for the government. It's going to be personal gain for somebody.
Well, there'll be a Trump Tower in 35.
Mm-hmm.
And even if he's gone and Barron's cutting the ribbon, I mean it's so, and you sit there and you're just like, it's the same as like he doesn't understand how offensive it is to the Canadians to say you're just going to be the 51st state. Like, and I guess because growing up in Detroit and going across a bridge or a tunnel into Windsor and being so connected to Canada, like, I don't know. I sit here and I just say to myself, like, and all my buddies will text me and we'll go back and forth. And I just say, man, A, T new, B, I'm 65.
There's nothing humanitarian about any decisions that this administration is going to make. Let's just remove. There's no interpersonal understanding, emotion. Like the let's take there was a story today.
Let's take the Bitcoin. Let's take his cryptocurrency that inauguration day like peaked at $70 and closed yesterday at 1833.
But
he made $100 million in fees.
But more than that, it's things like, all right, let's say you're getting rid of the Coast Guard commandant because you think they're too focused on equity or DEI. Let's use the term. Linda Fagan, right? So the 3-hour window with which she was given to move her entire life out of her house. You see, again, the humanity of it. I know you're making your big statement against DEI, and fine, it's your pulpit now, if that's what you need to pound. But then you look at the humanity in it, and there's zero.
No, it's not even that. It's just it's mean spirited and it's bullyish.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't know, it just doesn't sit right. It's just mean. Like okay, you can make your moves and that's fine. And my whole thing is this. When you say you're going to put tariffs on people, and I really, man, when he said he was going to drop a 25% tariff on Canada and a 25% tariff on Mexico, and so I did my research, and I wanted to see how much of the GDP of those two countries involved trade with the United States, and it's really close. Like one of them's 37, one of them's 35. Let's just say both of those countries, if you divide it, it's like 36% of their GDP is in trade with the United States. Do you know what the GDP of the United States is that involves those two? 4%.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why when he makes that move, and it's just like the Mexican president, she says, we'll put 10,000 troops. Trudeau says, we'll put 10,000 troops. And see, that's where Trump is, to me, because I really think that, man, like shit's got fucked up. Like we have open borders. We've got sleeper cells. We got like, you can't secure our borders with the amount of people that we have in our borders that shouldn't be here, and then take and start firing higher ups in the FBI and people that have 14 and 18 years in the FBI, like you're firing people that are involved in a January 6th that you don't know whether or not they've been working the last 2 years on a Syrian sleeper cell in Seattle. You're just going to fire them. It's just like,
Because that's what a 7-year-old does.
and it's just like, man, could we just fucking everybody just take a breath? Like Pam Bondi, she just sat in front of Congress, and when they put her in, and she said, "I absolutely will not do this." Boy, she turned around today, man, and basically they're going to go after anybody that prosecuted the January 6th.
People that killed law enforcement officers and destroyed.
And you can say what you want to, but
Capitol.
there's a female officer that's suffering from severe brain damage from that day. That alone, just the fact that there's a person sitting someplace and her family is caring for 24/7, and she had brain. It's like, do I think that the guy that took a shit on Nancy Pelosi's desk should do fucking 9 years? No. No, I don't. I fucking think he should get fucking a smack on the fucking wrist and sent the fuck home and be on probation for 2 years.
Saying as compared to the people who took
as compared to the
lives or
people that
wounded.
fucking they have absolute complete footage of them fucking medieval knights fucking with flags and shit, and the guys smashing the fucking Capitol Police and the revolving door and pulling at his mask, like all that shit, man. Like that ain't cool. That ain't that ain't America.
No, it shows the depths to which some people will go to advance the fascist agenda. I mean, there was a time where even the slightest misstep might cost someone an election. And they were so careful with their behavior and and anything seen as uncouth or unpresidential would have sank them, even in their own party. This is third world nation shit is what we've got going on now.
And my argument every day to rebut that is that 51.4% of the country voted for.
Correct.
So I don't like when it comes to it, and people fucking like the Democrats can have all the fucking rallies. I loved the other day when they said, we had the Million Women March, and we could probably do 5 million now, except they've got 1,300 people that they've just fucking pardoned, and they'll stir it up, and the next thing you know that there'll be a conflict, and President Trump will put the whole thing on martial law. I'm like, really? So we're just like, how about we do this? How about we just fucking take the Democratic Party, and for the next 4 years, we grassroots and we fucking try to take every position we can at a state level, because we're not the other one's done.
Mm-hmm.
Of
course.
We got 2 years before the midterms, so that's done. And if you can play, like, as a Democrat, I have nothing to say. I cast my vote. I fucking lost. I lost.
Yeah.
More of America wanted Donald Trump as a president than I did. Therefore, what am I supposed to? I'm not going to fucking curl up in a ball. I'm not going to not say my opinion on what's right or wrong, because that doesn't change. But as far as a lot of the agenda that we've got going on a daily basis is it's illegal, it's unconstitutional, it's illegal, and the recourse is, we're going to file lawsuits. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you guys try that with Trump for like 3 years? And when push came to shove, he was convicted of. I would take the 34 convictions any day, and as long as I knew that I was never going to, it would have no effect on my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like there's not like this Fagan situation.
Right.
Well, it was done by Homeland Security. It wasn't, it wasn't done by
The order came
the order.
from.
Yeah, the order. So all this shit, you know, is not done by the Don. It's done by the fucking the capos. And when it comes down to it, push come to shove, and it goes, and shit starts to come towards him. Supreme Court already said that he cannot be fucking found liable for anything he does while he's
a sitting president.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, when shit comes to him, you just triggered me, Kev, and it's time to tell you about Tushy real quick here. You know it, you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the White House, and that image came to mind right there.
People that poop.
Only for them is this product.
Even if it's in a diaper?
Even if... Interesting. Well, but we got to show them that there are alternatives.
Absolutely.
To their... guys, the Tushy bidet, it cleans up like nothing you've ever seen. My life changed, all right, when the bidet went on the toilet. 88% of people have already shit the bed on their resolutions, okay? But you can get your ass right by washing with a Tushy bidet, all right? The Tushy Wave bidet, okay, modern bidet attachment, instantly transform your bathroom habits and your butt health. So super easy to install. Best thing about this, it's about 10 minutes. Literally anyone can do this, okay? 2 ultra sleek bidet seats, the Wave and the Oasis, front and rear wash to get all those hard to reach places. Guys, you'll never want to go back to smearing toilet paper all over yourself again. People have made that switch to Tushy, use 80% less toilet paper. Okay,
yes.
No more clogged toilets. Save your money and your ass at the same time. Every Hello Tushy bidet comes with a 30-day hassle-free return and a 12-month warranty. You install it on your existing toilet, all right? There's still time to get... Where's my... I want to read my line for Kevin again about the... what did I do it last week? I know you enjoyed the, what did I say? The tears, anal tearing. Did I say avoid the anal tearing with all the toilet paper? Now, micro tears. Here it is. The 2-in-1 benefits: reduce irritation and prevent micro tears with soothing water instead of scratchy toilet paper or damaging wet wipes. No more bloody ass. There's still time to get your ass right for life. Okay. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% off their first bidet order when you use the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q, at checkout. That's 10% off your first bidet order at hellotushy.com. Use the promo code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q. I use it. Kev uses it. You should
Maybe tomorrow when I take my first deuce, I'll make an Instagram.
Maybe a little ad. I know Eric's big on the ad. I don't know if he's ever done one on the bowl holding the camera, but we should follow suit.
Go ahead and manscape up and go for it.
Go to Hello Tushy. Go get your business right. Kev, you mentioned Raw before briefly, and I do want to mention Raw because I think I'm aged out, dude. I don't. I'm looking at something different than the entire audience with the hands and the yeet, and there's an opening promo after the explosive, cacophonous, exciting open of this show, and people went crazy with the yeet. 45 minutes of the hands and walking
18.
down, all the 18 minutes, whatever the hell it was. And then we get the in-ring promo, and I guess there was some emotional. Was it crying? Was that what was being portrayed? The start of the promo.
You're so jaded.
I could not feel the excitement. I no longer could feel the excitement, and I don't want manufactured heat or manufactured pop. No,
obviously you do.
I feel that the sweet spot lies in the middle, and that's the art.
No, that's not.
If it's entirely driven by the fans,
Have you ever
it doesn't always work. And if it's entirely engineered by the office, that doesn't always work either. It's the one that makes both.
If
both
I
sides
have
smile.
if I have to choose a path, and the optic I'm looking at is 17,000 people doing something that's like HIT aerobics for 18 minutes, and then like, you deserve it. Like, is it? And then he's not. The people have chosen him, so they went with him.
But the people choose Charlie's Angels as the #1 movie the weekend. Is that the art? Is that what we stand behind? The Big Mac. The Big Mac's over like
I'm sorry.
pussy,
I'm sorry. What do they call the wrestling situation? What is it always termed?
the business.
The business.
It's the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you could have a great business having that as the second or third segment and put somebody to. You don't think?
No. He won the Royal Rumble. He's going
Someone
to WrestleMania.
had him win the Royal Rumble.
He won I don't care. It doesn't matter. He not only, if you don't see the symbolism in the fact that he eliminated John Cena, if you don't see that.
No, I see somebody had him eliminate John Cena. I'm questioning the intelligence of it and the
I am
the
too.
legs.
Why do you need legs? You've got one of the deepest rosters you've ever had. If this thing doesn't work, if the people get tired of it, I just don't.
I'm aged out. I said it's me. Everybody else is on the yeet train.
I'm yeeting.
You're yeeting.
I'm yeeting.
Yeet shit. All right. You're on the yeet train, and that's fine. It's me. I'm out of touch. I got to get off. at the next stop. It happened to me with the hockey players, the pig farmers. I guess they were over. They were selling action figures and T-shirts, whatever was happening, like 89, 90, before the stuff that the Attitude Era that reinvigorated my interest in it. And I got off because I said, they're not serving what I eat here with
Dude,
Phineas Godwin. And
you got to
and
realize
everybody.
that I don't really think that the WWE is worried about the guy that takes his wife and daughters to the Romeo and Juliet during the fucking NFL playoffs as their demo.
But ass face. You can cast a wide net. I
Fuck, man.
I can admit to the lowbrow part of myself.
Why do you got to cast a wide net when you can catch a fish with a pencil in that fucking environment right now? You can throw a pencil in into the fucking ocean and it's going to come out with a fucking flounder.
Is the be all end all of what you do for television? Because it's television, it's not sport. Let's not say anyone won a title. Nobody won a fucking title. Someone's going to win a title at the Super Bowl. Maybe. I don't know. Tom Brady says
Whoa,
it's different.
whoa,
but,
we're actually gonna fucking say that's no possibility of that being on work.
Much
Come on.
much more difficult to pull that off. So, is the be all end all what the crowd says? It sounds like it is.
I don't know. I mean, you've got two intangibles. You've got the people that are going to the live event, which that looks like it's packed. Now, if they're, I mean, that to me is the hugest indicator of if you're doing shit right. It's easy to go on Netflix and press, next episode. It's a motherfucker to get you and your kids and your wife and your buddies or whoever, get in the car, find parking. It ain't like Cleveland's a place that everybody's just hopping. But Cleveland is a great wrestling city. I remember when they built that Gund Arena, and when we went into the first time. I don't know what it's called now, but I mean that's a big fucking. It's a big, beautiful fucking place. It's a great place, man. And that's that Rust Belt, man. When you pull that kind of crowd in the Rust Belt, like that's just.
I think that the product is so over right now. I think that the WWE product is so vastly in a league of their own. Forget about wrestling. Forget about any other wrestling. It's of course nothing's going to touch it.
I think it's the closest thing to the NFL.
Business-wise, it is its own thing right now.
I mean, I would actually I would have to put a hyphen WWE/UFC because
this is the company.
Yeah, but they're it's you're either a fan of one or both, but that endeavor is their number one. You can't go I looked at some of the tapes, especially that they showed in retrospect on Raw of like Cody's crowd surfing, and those indie when they do those pre things and fucking man seas looks like Woodstock seas of people, are showing up to these events to watch the promos, and it's like they just come in now. And they've been doing this for 10 years, but just not to this degree where they just come in and take over a town. Mm-hmm. And I think besides the Super Bowl, I think that a large WWE event brings in more than just about anything.
And it's so big, Kevin, that you can put someone out there with a catchy little phrase that the audience likes to say. And you can make stuff happen if you book them a certain way.
No, you can't.
I think they're so big now, you could ride that
You're
wave.
not going to... let me ask you a question. Okay? I'm not going to ask you because you're not the person. I'll ask myself the question.
Ask yourself the question.
Kevin, if you go to a live event, are you going to eat? Fuck no. I'll have a heart attack. I'll enjoy it with a smile on my face. It seemed to me like there was a lot of people, a lot of fat people, because the U.S. population is 39% obese. A lot of fat fucking people were yeeting. Mm-hmm. And yeet has taken the place of what? So
correct, as far as the participation thing. Yes.
Right.
Because it's on TV a lot, because he's getting a push, because they're engineering it, and it's so big. Michael Jackson in 1984. That's what WWE is. It's Michael Jackson 1984. He could have taken a shit on a record. It would have went to the top 10. Doesn't mean it's a good song. Doesn't mean for history's sake we should park it there.
Okay, name a bad Michael Jackson song.
Jesus, Name a bad one.
You're going to use that analogy.
He could. I didn't say he did. I said he could have. He was so
but
big.
But he didn't.
He was so big. He could have put out. You know, there's better songs than others from everybody, but he could have put something out there.
I know how many albums Thriller sold.
Thriller was a great album, and he could have followed it with something not as good, but he's so over. Everyone would have bought it. Everyone would have went to the shows. Everyone, because it's beyond the product.
Dom, are you still here?
Let's see. Dominic had to go work with RVD. He's doing RVD show tonight.
So, Steve, can you make sure Dom puts Sean's likeness on a T-shirt and then underneath it says "Get off my lawn"? Can we fucking put that out as fucking merch?
If it's aged, I guess it's
Jesus
aged.
Christ, man. Go get stem cells.
I need them. All right, we will agree to disagree there.
All right.
Florida man, Jersey guy. This is where you can continue to shine, Kevin. I have nothing but respect for you in the Florida man, Jersey guy category.
No, I respect your opinion.
I just think the product is big enough that all vessels will float. All vessels will float on the WWE surface today.
You know.
And it doesn't connect with me, but I saw 20,000 people that it did, more than 20 probably, that it did connect with. So clearly, I'm the issue. And I don't say that facetiously. I say it's not connecting with me. Therefore,
like I said,
I require a little more. I'm requiring a little more.
I haven't seen a. To me, this was a homegrown. Like this was a movement. It was like when Bryan Daniels did the Yes. Like I don't think they planned. Well, I actually watched an interview, and it was Bryan talking about it, and he was talking to Vince, and I wish I could remember this because it was so fucking perfect that Bryan was the champion, and they were like, yeah, and he can be the next Cena, and Bryan's like right there, and he's just like, well, I kind of would like to be the next Cena, and Vince got, well, of course you do, like, oh fuck, like, wait, you're not. That's not where I see you. Like, you're not in that spot, though the people put him in that spot.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like, and that was the thing with Vince was, and Shawn Michaels and I had this conversation in a room with Vince. I was just like, wouldn't you rather have 20,000 people half cheering for Shawn, half cheering for Diesel? And he was like, I'd rather have 10,000 people cheering for Diesel because I fucking programmed it that way. And we were just like, and I just don't think Paul thinks that way. I think Paul looks at it as if the people want fucking Jey, they're going to get him. Mm-hmm. And Fanatic's going to fucking put out 11 different color YEET shirts.
Absolutely. So, I don't think it's a bad business decision.
No.
But I'm not just saying the YEET thing. That's something the fans latch onto. I'm talking about all of them. I'm talking about him. I'm talking about the promo.
I will say this, and I'm going to say this. I'm not saying this to be a dick,
mm-hmm.
but he went 12 to 14 minutes of doing the YEET, and when it came time to cut a promo, he was blown sky high. So he's got to, if he's going to be the main event guy, he's got to take into consideration, if I YEET my match away before I have it, I'm going to suck fucking wind when it's time to make a comeback. So all that shit's got to be calculated and got to be put into the fucking mixture, because now it's like the emotion, like that. I by the time Scott and I got to the point where like when we got into that moment where they finish your sentences and you kind of had a controlling factor over a fucking building, we were fucking so fucking calloused and had so many. It was just like we weren't going to get blown up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were the rock and roll guys who would sing 2 words and then let the crowd sing fucking the next fucking 8 paragraphs. And so, and that's the thing with Jey. Jey's got to realize, man, like, okay, came out way more, and he's coming through the people. So that alone is draining, because I've done that before. Just the fact of just coming down the stairs and through through an environment of people that are pushing on you and all that shit. Just by the time you get to the fucking ring, and now you're fucking doing the deal, and the fucking house is hopping, and they were just like, one more time. He said, fuck, and he gave it to him, and they just wouldn't. They just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. And then now it's time for him to cut a promo, and he's realized, like, I got to cut a promo because I got a mic in my hand. I'm blown the fuck up. And that's the reason I think that the promo wasn't to what people were expecting, but they were just like they didn't give a fuck. They didn't jeer, they cheered. Because it was fucking organic. It felt organic. I fucking had a smile on my face. He and I fucking flew in together into Cleveland for SummerSlam, and some marks were in baggage claim, and they wanted him to sign, and he wasn't feeling it, and they came, like, a couple came over to me. I said, nah. I said, you know, I don't sign a baggage claim. It's my deal. And he walked over. He said, hey, yo, bro, man, like how do you do that? I said, you know, I said, if you say, like, catch me here, catch me there, but don't, like, not baggage claim, because that's just, and especially people that got like 17 photos, like they know you're coming to baggage claim. They don't have to go through security, and they're going to they'll turn around and those things will be on eBay tomorrow.
Of course. Yeah.
And they're like, well, you can write my name on it. Yeah. And I have a thing at my house that takes the fucking Sharpie right off the fucking 8x10. I know the game. Like,
right.
So we went to, it was starting to rain a little bit. And so we got in the rental car band together, Avis. He picked up, I think he had a Jeep, and I picked up a Genesis, the SUV that Tiger smashed. I think it was an S90 or whatever it is. And we drove, basically followed each other to the Marriott and checked in, and there were people in front of there, and he just, at that point, we just kind of made eye contact, and it was just like, throw him your keys, grab your shit, powder. Don't wait for some guy to grab your bags. Like, just, like, come on, let's get inside, because I could see that there was security inside the Marriott, that if you didn't have a key, you weren't coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got through it. But he was just, you know, and I've known him for a long time, because I mean, Keish is one of my, I mean, he's as dear as they get. Like, you know, when you spend 300 days a year for 3 straight years with a guy on the road, and we worked a lot against each other, and they were nice enough to put Sean and I, Keish and Sammy were nice enough to put Sean and I over for the tag straps. So they were, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure this isn't a commentary on anybody as a person. This is the product.
No, but I'm just
so
saying, like, this kid has been around a long time, 15 years, and it's like the people have finally got with him, and he's just like, you know, I listened to somebody that basically said, man, I've questioned my existence in this business my whole fucking life, and I sit out here tonight, and you validate that I belong. That's fucking powerful shit, man. That's the shit that gives me fucking chills. That makes me want to fucking watch it. I don't want to fucking listen to somebody read fucking dictation from the fucking writer's room. I want somebody to come out and say something from the heart. I wanted to fucking have a little bit of fucking street cred.
Okay.
When Gunther came out, Gunther's great. Gunther plays the perfect fucking heel. I mean, he's fucking a Bond villain, but fucking it feels like it It's like that was night and day between those two characters. One was absolutely organic. The other one was absolutely fucking contrived.
Very good. I sold pretty good. I gave you my body.
Yeah.
It was good. You took care of it. Good. Florida Man, Jersey guy. Let's roll. Two headlines. This is the Florida woman, Jersey woman edition. Okay, so we have two ladies here, responsible for some chaos. Kevin will identify by just the actions and the headline, which is which. First one: 84-year-old driver runs over woman's head but didn't realize she hit anything. And woman busted a second time for offering facial fillers and butt lifts out of her home. First one: 84-year-old driver runs over.
First one's Florida. Second one's New Jersey.
Yeah, it is.
No, nobody's fucking doing fillers in Florida.
Really?
No, it's not fucking. I mean, it's Florida. I mean, you're either, if you're white trash, you're not doing it out of your house, but you'll definitely drive over somebody's head and not know it.
Sure did. And here is let's see, what's her name? This was in Daytona Beach.
Sweet.
Peaceful afternoon in Daytona Beach took a terrifying turn when an elderly driver ran over a woman's head with her pickup truck on the beach.
Been on the beach. Yeah.
Yes, on the beach.
It happens every year.
And had no idea she'd hit anyone. Unfolded Wednesday near the Silver Beach Avenue ramp.
I take that bridge to go to the gym every single day.
The 84-year-old driver from De Leon Springs was exiting the parking lot when she made a right turn towards the beach exit and rolled over a 71-year-old New York woman who'd been lounging in a beach chair, according to the Daytona Beach News Journal.
Well, you're only supposed to go 5 miles. I mean, it's a 5 mile an hour zone, so.
Well, listen, 5 miles an hour with a 2-ton vehicle over your melon. That's
but I mean, you can drive down to my end of the beach and park for $20,
and your head stays safe.
And you walk out on the fucking sand, and there's no cars. There's no cars allowed on my end of the beach.
Oh, it only goes certain. It only goes a certain. Okay.
Stops on the shores.
Got it.
Yeah, Daytona Beach, you can drive up and down. You can't drive down where I live.
Kevin, Yamil Matos, 61 years old, of South Plainfield, was performing glutoplasty, which is buttock augmentation, and facial wrinkle remover with injectable fillers out of her Middlesex County home. She's been charged with unlicensed practice of medicine, possession with the intent to distribute prescription drugs, and counterfeit and misbranded.
She had her own substance going there.
She did. She was living the substance. I don't think she's going to be nominated
living the
for
substance. Living the substance lifestyle.
Let me tell you the lifestyle I am happy I'm living, and it's a natural lifestyle courtesy of VIIA, Kevin. Our friends at VIIA.
Nice.
Take the box here. We are happy customers, Kevin and I. Always flexing the box here. If you're 21 or over, you're going to want to listen up. 2025 is here. It's about change, work, personal, whatever. Well, when things get hectic, you don't have to go through it alone. We're going to embrace the power of nature and elevate your everyday with VIIA, trusted by over 500,000 happy customers. It's the Swiss Army knife of wellness. What the hell am I talking about? I'll tell you what I'm talking about. This is a company, VIIA, V-I-I-A, well-renowned for their award-winning THC and THC-free gummies and vapes.
I'm actually taking the freeze right now, the THC free.
The THC. There's one I love from that. What is it called? Revive. I've taken. I think that's probably my favorite of the.
I'm
Zen
doing,
one. This
I'm
is
doing.
for sleep.
I'm doing that because I'm not supposed to ingest cannabis right now.
Right.
It's part of the.
Well, I'm going wild with it.
The CBD.
They are they're independently owned, highest quality hemp sourced from trusted American farms, and based on the concoction, it produces different targeted effects. The dreams one, I need help sleeping a lot of times, so courtesy of Dreams. This is their sleep gummy. Midnight Berry is the flavor. 5 milligrams of THC, 90 milligrams of CBD, 15 milligrams of CBN. That's why it produces that relaxation that helps me sleep. Let's say it's time to get the padunka-dunka going. You've got High Love, baby, right here. What am I talking about with High Love? I'm talking about 5 milligrams THC, 10 milligrams of THCV, and 10 milligrams of CBD.
I like that's my go-to.
This is Nash's jam right here. Guys, experience what we're experiencing. Go to VIIA, and I want you to follow the link below, right down there. It's our link, okay? It'll take you, and it will get you to that 15% offer, okay? If you use the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q. Go down to that link in the description. You've got to follow that link. If you're new to VIIA, by the way, free gift of your choice, okay? Love it. Love my VIIA. If you're over 21, check out the link to VIIA in our description. Use the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q, and receive 15% off. And if you're new, you get a free gift with your purchase. After your purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support the show. Tell them we sent you. Embrace your everyday with VIIA. All right, back with Kliq This, the Kevin Nash podcast. We're in the high spot of the show. And, of course, that's going to be brought to you by our friends Mickey Ray Sinatra and Courtney at Get Blitzed Lit Aid Nano Infused Delta 9 THC Sip and Syrup. It's a syrup. It's a flavored syrup. Many flavors, tremendous flavors. They're all tremendous. You put them in a drink. Super potent stuff. THC on steroids, okay? Mix it in with the beverage of your choice, like a tea or a white soda. As little as a teaspoon. You don't need more than that because it is nano-infused, which means it goes right to your bloodstream, which means an onset of about 5 to 15 minutes. And you sip it. It's a sippin' syrup. Don't slam that baby. Make it last. And it bypasses the breakdown in the liver and goes right to work. If you live in Maryland, you can visit a Stay Lit smoke shop. But for the rest of us, it's legal to ship from the Get Blitzed website to almost all 50 states without a med card, provided you're 21 or over. And now you can save 15% by entering the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q, at checkout if you go to get-blitzed.com. That's get-blitzed.com. Use that promo code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q. Gets you 15% off. And if you do that and you get 2 bottles or more, you're going to get one of the limited edition pre-sale giveaways of the Kliq This THC Lit Aid Seltzer. Delicious. 2 flavors, Kev's Key Lime, Sean's Blue Raz. If you spend over $200, you're getting both cans. But if you just get the 2 bottles or more, specify if you want Kev's Key Lime or Sean's Blue Raz at checkout. And these will soon be available at stores. We're going to let you know when that happens.
What? Any update on that?
There is. I heard from actually, I talked to him on the phone. It's not a text. But they're redoing the website. It's going to be on the website. And they got final approvals for all the stuff they were waiting for.
Are they?
To get the cans
are we still in?
Still in the place that we were. Yep. You're the guy you know is.
Okay. Let's get this going.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I need another case. Go to get-blitz.com and make it happen.
I just like the fact my buddy John said it's that he went to Total Wine and he bought a product there and
did nothing for him, right? Wasn't that?
Well, I mean, he just no.
Didn't feel it.
He did the Get Blitzed. He did both of ours. He had one of each,
but as compared to the other product he bought,
he said ours. He said on a scale of effectability, the other one was a 0 and ours was a 6. So
tremendous.
That's kind of where you want to be. You don't want to be at a 10.
No, it's all about the chill, the mellow mo. You want 1 can. You can have 2 cans if your tolerance is such, but 1 can is perfect with me. Hashtag Ask Nash is how you get to Kevin and get him to answer your questions on air, like Nerdy4Life79 did. She said, I was wondering if Kevin had any memories of his feud with Macho Man in 1999. Rewatching this angle, and it was a fun one to watch. Who drove the Hummer? Don't think we got an answer, or did we?
It was Jey Uso. Crazy fucking how that shit came fucking full circle. I loved working with Mach. We did a crazy skit where I came down and I brought I carried a bag to the ring. I set it up on this chair, and there was a woman that was a contortionist in this bag, and she unzipped it and came out and did a gimmick with Mach. That was pretty cool.
Almost like the substance with the unzipping and crawling out of the, but it was not a carcass.
I absolutely loved. I mean, Randy was one of my favorite human beings that I've ever met in my life.
Wow.
And my brother got a chance to hang with him a little bit too, and it was just like, it's just anybody that met him, because you think that he's this, okay, that's his persona on television. It's just like, no, man, it's just dialed up, but it's still Randy's always Randy.
Randy was intense, right?
Yeah,
All
it's
the time.
but such a unique human being. I mean, when people say like, here we go again, we're going to use the term. We got to keep it alive, because I think.
Oh, are you going to do the Mount Rushmore?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
He would be hard for me not to put on my 4-man Mount Rushmore. I mean, he was that good.
Right. Beside Luthez, Pat O'Connor,
And Dan Gable.
and Dan Gable.
Gosh had a grip.
Gosh.
He grabbed you by your forearm. It was like a fucking vice grip. Gosh. What a shooter.
Armin, what do you think about the Mavs trading Luka Doncic to the Lakers for Anthony Davis?
I heard some crazy shit about that. I don't want to stir anything up and get sued. But does anybody remember when they won the championship to go to the finals? And there was this. It's you can look it up. So Luka's against the wall. He's talking to his father, and he's got a can of beer in his hand. And Michael Finley, that works for the Mavs, walks by and snatches the beer out of his hand. And Luka doesn't even sell it, and the response is almost like if you went to a graduation party and your brother was graduating and you were 16 and you decided you were going to have a beer, and your dad walked by and said no. So I saw a bunch of these fucking conspiracy things that are saying that, is it a conditioning problem? Here it is. Hey, what's up, man? Boom, give me that.
Right.
I'll take that. And watch. Hey.
Oh, yeah. Not amused. Look
nothing.
at that. Wow.
Like he doesn't. He just
look. Oh man.
Is that fucked up?
Well.
So.
Or was that just a stupid moment that has no significance? That we're just.
Well, they're saying that there's other clips that show them with pounding an IP. I mean, okay, worst case scenario, he's a 25-year-old kid that drinks way too much beer, and that's his conditioning problem because he's 260, because he's got a beer belly and he pounds beer. Geez, I don't know. He's European. We used to drink beer after practice because there wasn't anything but fucking beer.
Yeah, I don't think. I remember, whose book was it? It might have been in Bird's book, or maybe Barkley's book. Somebody was talking about how in NBA locker rooms in the 80s, they were fully stocked with beers on ice the whole time. So, how could you complain about a player having
You had to have something to wash that gagger down.
It was the 80s, I guess, right? All right, how about something from the audience? Our paying Patreon members at kliqthistv.com.
Did anybody see the RJ City Rock and Roll Express interview?
No. It's a classic? I got to watch it.
Ricky Morton's so it's just so fucking classic.
I'll check it out. You want to do a little Ricky for us? He's got a very distinct...
Hey, I can't really do Ricky. It just
That's a little Ricky. He's a little more gravelly these days, though.
he's a good fucking dude.
And you can
Never had a problem with Ricky
No.
Morton.
Then you can do the Robert Gibson. Just
No, never had,
Just sit there.
never had a problem with Robert either.
Ace Ramon is asking us. By the way, Kevin, I don't think Cody listened to you when you told him not to do anything stupid. You see that spinning Fisherman Owens gave him from the top onto the ladder.
Yeah, but he landed him flat, and Cody was able to pop off of that, land on his feet, and take a bump. So it was pretty,
Well controlled.
yeah.
Very good. Who else in the house here?
Not like that fucking gimmick that fucking Owen took that fucking bent him in half and put his fucking chin in his chest.
Ivan Garcia, was there a backstage reaction? Yes, I know it was a long time ago, to Samu getting his head stuck in the ropes at the 1994 Royal Rumble.
No, because he used to do that spot all the time on the road. He could just do that. That was a spot that he did.
Yeah. Those ropes, I'll tell you though, if you've ever felt the tautness of a professional wrestling ring rope, and I've seen those guys who would get tangled in the ropes all the time, right? I think Murdoch used to do the head thing a lot.
Yeah, but the difference between the WCW, which had a
Cables.
a cable with a fucking garden hose over it, and then the WWE, which is a rope that's got tape on it. You can hit those ropes, and it's like it'll toss you back. You can't get that kind of
The bounce.
you can't get the propulsion off of
Right.
not. I think that's why they made them 18-foot rings instead of 20.
136 episodes, first time propulsion's been used, I think. Steve can confirm that, but I think I'm going to title the show.
Sometimes propulsion feels good on your taint.
Who else in the house? Josh Henny. Hey, Josh. I'm glad to be
Josh.
back for a live show. I'm glad you're back, too. Do you have a surprise entrance moment for the Royal Rumble you popped on? Cena returning early was absolutely awesome.
On this last one?
Maybe any Royal Rumble surprise entry.
2011, when that Diesel guy came through in Boston, I popped for that.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, just the fact that it was Diesel. And he stopped. He actually realized it was downhill after he put the glove on, so he took his time putting the glove on. Fucking smart guy.
Who else? Ace Ramon, what's the best way to bulk up your shoulders?
I don't know. I'm a genetic freak.
Well,
I jerk off and I cap my fucking shoulders. I mean, I had shoulder surgery. 9 weeks ago. Can you tell which one?
Josh, my son's bicep was partially torn and they gave him a cortisone shot for now. Any recommendations as he exercises and wrestles to prevent further damage? Oof.
Well, you've already made a mistake because the cortisone will fucking eat the tendon. So he's going to probably have a torn bicep. I highly recommend anybody out there do not put cortisone in your body in any form or fashion.
Okay.
It just absolutely eats tendons. I would at this point now I would tell him to just to train very light. Like just go online and find bicep rehab and start rehabbing.
All right, and someone wrap us up here. Bring it home. Who's gonna be the go home? The go home question, Baba. Tyler Blair. We always hear stories of the plane ride from hell. Any fun stories from Paul's wedding? Bruce tells the story of Michael Hayes getting wasted and hijacking the event with his singing.
Oh God.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. That was unbelievable.
Was that a good time had by all?
I had a good time.
Okay. No wild chicanery to mention other than the aforementioned Freebird concert?
No, it was really great. They had their wedding at it's where the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. It's like that place
In
So
Tarrytown?
yeah,
Tarrytown, New York.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like a fucking big giant
There's
haunted
Victorian homes and stuff. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
but it's this place like a giant fucking like a giant hotel.
Oh.
It had like skeleton keys and on the property is an Irish pub. Like that stands alone in this like an old Irish pub, and that was like the after party.
Mm.
I remember just getting railed. I remember having a 4:00 flight the next day and set my alarm for 12 and going like, oh, and immediately just like grabbing my OAG and finding another like, okay, I'll take this.
Change that.
Yeah, like.
Oh, let me remind everyone that Kliq This is a production of Butch and Sundance Media, produced in association with Podcast Heat, created by Tristan Nash, Kevin Nash, and Sean Oliver, producer Steve Kaufman, graphics by Dominic D'Angelo, title sequence and audio edit by Wesley Burleson, theme song by Dale Oliver, technical research by Tristan Nash, copyright 2025, Butch and Sundance Media. Kev, do you want to do another one for Ron Zelke?
Yeet.
Let us free to fade away into eternity. Circulate, you've come to love me, but now I'm frozen in dead flesh. Oh, Sophie, knew all along it was a trick, but the customer service never answers the thing.